Hey, you ever wanted to learn Dungeons and Dragons but didn't know where to start? You're in the right place. Welcome to Dice&Duarte's. This channel is all about making D&D easy to understand, whether you're brand new, coming back after a long break, or just want to feel more confident at the table. In this episode, we're starting with the basics. So let's roll. Welcome back. In this first episode, we're talking about the dice, the tools that bring every action in D&D to life. There are 7 main dice used in the game: D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, and of course the D20 and the percentile dice. Each one has its own job. The D20 is the most important. You roll it for most actions, like attacking, making skill checks, or saving throws. We'll get into that stuff later. High numbers usually mean success, while low numbers usually mean failure. But we'll get into all that later on. Don't worry about it. I got you. A natural 20 is called a critical success. It usually means that you've done something extraordinary or great. It's one of the best feelings in the game. Trust me. Every player remembers their best rolls. The D4, the D6, the D8, the D10, and the D12 are mostly used for damage rolls or healing spells. They decide how strong your attack or effect is. A higher die means greater potential power. The percentile dice, or D100, are used for special rolls. Things like random encounters, or treasure tables, or food, or buying stuff from a market. It all really depends on the dungeon master. They help the dungeon master decide outcomes that aren't tied to a single character skill. We'll learn about that stuff later. The percentile dice are used for big, unpredictable tables, treasures, encounters, or chaos effects. They bring a layer of randomness and surprise that keeps every adventure fresh. Every die in Dungeons and Dragons serves a purpose. Together they create balance between luck, skill, and storytelling. When you roll, you're not just playing the odds. You're shaping the next moment of your adventure. Now that we have the names, let's break down what each die represents and when to use it in play. The D4 is the smallest die in D&D. You usually roll it for a light weapon damage, like daggers or darts, or for small healing spells. It's not flashy, but it adds precision. A reminder that even a small roll can matter. The D6 is the familiar one. Same as the dice used in most board games. It is used for short swords, some spells, or sneak attacks where you might roll several at once. It's the workhorse of the game. The D8 has a nice middle ground, common for long swords, healing potions, or mid-level magic. It represents steady, reliable power without too much risk. The D10 is for strong, precise damage, like heavy crossbows or cantrips that scale with level. 2 of these can make a percentage roll, giving results between 1 and 100 for random outcomes. The D12 doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's serious business. The weapon of choice for barbarians and great axes. It's a symbol of raw strength and heavy impact. The D20 is the star of the show. Whenever your character attempts something uncertain, an attack, a saving throw, a skill check, this is the die you reach for. It decides the difference between triumph and disaster. The percentile dice are used for big, unpredictable tables. such as treasure, encounters, or chaos effects. They bring a layer of randomness and surprise that keeps every adventure fresh. Now, every die in Dungeons and Dragons serves a purpose, as we have all learned today. Together, they create balance between luck, skill, and storytelling. When you roll, you're not just playing the odds, you're shaping the next moment of your adventure. Always remember that.